Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and this is the brand new LEGO Minecraft 18 Plus crafting table. It is to date the only 18 Plus set ever made to the theme, and it actually goes back to LEGO Minecraft's roots as a part of the Minecraft Micro World Kuso sets, featuring a little micro-scale Minecraft world inside of a relatively realistic-ish scaled crafting table, which is a really fun thing to play around with. Let's now jump in and take a look at what I think of the brand new LEGO Minecraft crafting table.
This is set number 21265, the crafting table. It comes with 1,195 pieces and retails for $90 or 90 euros when it releases on August 1st, 2024, giving it a pretty good price to part ratio of 7.5 cents. However, many of those pieces are admittedly one by one little tiles and plates, so it's not necessarily a fair comparison to look at it by just pieces. The set is a bit of a return to form for LEGO Minecraft, or at least going back to its roots, where Minecraft actually began as a series of micro-world style dioramas, but this one is a little bit of an extra twist because on the outside you have basically the sides of a crafting table, almost kind of to scale to what like a human would be holding this, maybe a little bit smaller, but you do have a full-on crafting table on the outside here, which is done really nicely, and then on the inside you have an entire micro world. Yes, you do have the option to remove the roof where you have a bit of a skybox up at the top here where you can see it in much more detail, so let's get into that right now. I want to start off by taking a look at the little characters included in the set though first, because you actually get a number of different characters, and thankfully, because these are mostly just made up of one by one tiles and plates, there's enough spare pieces to actually make a few more characters, meaning you can choose to place your different characters in the scene if you want. On the sides of the crafting box, you actually have the option to remove these two little platforms and also swap out the individual stickered tiles here. Unfortunately, no prints here, just basically all stickers on 2x6s. But in order, you have Steve, a cow, a skeleton, and a witch, which are kind of basically pretty standard mobs. And then, of course, you have a creeper, a villager, a pig, and Alex, which totally makes sense because if I had to pick 8 Minecraft mobs, those probably would be the 8 I would choose to represent the game. This is a pretty simple build, just having an axle on the back that connects it up to the box, but it's a nice little display stand for the little characters. And aside from the two animals, the pig and the cow, you actually get doubles of every single one of the characters, aside from the creeper as well, because the creeper is actually just a 1x1 brick that has been printed, unlike a series of plates and tiles like it was in the original Micro World series. Now again, as I mentioned, this is kind of a callback to the very first LEGO Minecraft sets, but just done a little bit nicer. And what they've done is they've also included these extra tiles for different types of messages that you'll see when you actually open up the game, like "You are the player, now in 3D, place all the blocks, and of course, finally complete." So these are pretty classic messages, and I think they chose good ones for it. Basically, they were just trying to pick which ones are the most iconic or recognizable messages that appear when you first open up the game splash screen. But aside from that, let's dive into the actual world, because this is hiding quite a lot of individual little secrets, and a lot more than you might expect. So what they tried to do with this set is to recreate as many biomes as possible. Obviously you have like ice spikes, you have the cherry trees, you've got a witch's hut, villages, but even on the inside there are dripstone caverns and all sorts of even the newer updates being represented in this build, which is really cool. So I'm going to start off by just looking at this on the outset and then slowly peel back layers from the individual build, and we're just going to go top down. So from the top, you have an ice spikes biome. This is a little build representing an igloo, which is a really nice addition. Definitely makes sense to include there. And obviously all the pieces here are mostly white and medium blue, which makes sense because those are the colors that they use for the ice spikes in the other LEGO sets. Also, if you look at the backdrop, you have the brick-built blocky sun, as well as some clouds just scattered throughout the model itself. As you move on downwards, you actually have a cascading waterfall leading down to a river, which is a really nice touch that ties the entire thing together. You have some of these kind of sand green style of plains being showcased here, and a completely different biome with cherry blossoms, and if you look very closely, you might notice some railway tracks and a minecart just moving along the tracks there, which of course you have to include when you're making a Minecraft micro world. Moving on downwards to the central part of the build, you actually have a village. This is a traditional village, and it's kind of just a standard grassy one. There are some crops being grown, there are different variations of houses, and I especially like how some of these houses are done. Like, this is all just using studs on the side building techniques, which is pretty clever to actually build out the house like this. And of course, the river cascades all the way down past the villages and out. Moving on to here, you can get a bit of a sneak peek at some stalactites and dripstone caverns, but more on that later on when we actually dive a bit deeper into that section. And then as you rotate over here, you have a really nice usage of the shulker box element, which they also used for stuff like Lord of the Rings and whatnot, but they actually have this being used as the witch hut, so that is super cool, and I think the piece usage is very clever for this. It totally works as a witch hut that is buried in the swamp here, which is utilizing different shades of the water tiles, showcasing the swampy nature of what you're getting into in this particular biome. Now, the thing is about the set, you can actually start to remove different levels and showcase and rearrange different aspects of the build. So removing the top ice spikes here, you'll notice that there is a whole interior cavern area, but we'll take a look at that one in a second. Let's just get some of the other items out of the way first. You can also remove this entire module, and all of these are built as one, so once you rotate this around, you can actually see that there is a hint at some specialized ore that you can mine in here. There is a miniature mine shaft, which is super cool how they did this at such a compact scale, using the Lego Unikitty neck element as well as these relatively new kind of bar connector elements to have the minecart actually be going through here, so that is a really nice little area there. And you can remove the next section here, and this also has that dripstone cavern. So on the inside, you've got some lava, you've got some ore deposits here. This is a really good way to actually mount that Nexo Knights four-sided triangle upside down as the hanging dripstones, which is a very, very cool touch. And of course, you have different veins of mining that you can explore. But then with all of those removed, you just have one last section here, and that is the Deep Dark. And this actually does have a full-on temple to kind of that deep dark underground area, which of course was a Lego set to itself, but you can see the teal coloration aspects being featured into here. You've got all sorts of really nice hidden details, like the types of leaves being represented by little one-by-one pieces, but still clearly recognizable as what they're supposed to be, with these kind of black obsidian-like columns here as well. So overall, this was a really nice surprise, and I didn't even really expect them to even cover something like this in the set, but they did, and it was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. The village itself can be removed, and the reason for that is quickly apparent, because you will notice that you actually have a top-down view of the entire biome, almost like you're looking at a map by looking just straight down when everything is removed. And it's just another really nice Easter egg to add onto the build, where it looks like you actually have a Lego Minecraft map, and you're looking at the different places of the world top down. You've got like the cherry blossoms in pink over here, you have the ice area here, you have the river cascading downwards. So it's actually really cool how they actually have that. It was a surprise when I was building it. I did not expect this to be factored in, but it's very, very interesting to see that being there as an Easter egg, and it just looks really cool when everything is removed. Now, to place everything back, it's super simple. You just kind of connect up all of these components here, and everything does have its own individual place where you can put it down. Obviously, this isn't the only configuration that you need to put it in. If you want to, you can do whatever you want with it. If you want, for whatever reason, the ice spikes to be here, well, you can choose to put that there, or like put this here or something like that, and then you can have the cherry blossoms up on top. The entire thing is meant to be fully modular, and I kind of hope that they'll do more sets like these so you can continue to build onto this modular world and have different modules that you can swap in and out, because I think that's just a really cool concept, almost similar to the larger scale Minecraft sets, which all kind of combine. Placing the skybox on the top here, you can see that is the lid of the crafting table, and this is fully enclosed as the crafting table itself. Rotating the entire model around, you'll notice that they did manage to put in extra axles, so maybe this is a chance for expansion. Maybe they could do other blocks. Like, imagine if they did, like, I don't know, like a stone block or a grass block, I feel like is the next thing to do, and just keep on putting out sets like this. I feel like this is a whole new series of adult-oriented Minecraft sets, which I never thought they would ever do. Now, I am waiting for them to do large-scale buildable tools. I think that would be really cool to be able to wield a sword, and this has really opened the doors to that. But overall, It is a fairly simple build. You have some different bits and pieces of the actual pixelated crafting table designs on the side here. I think they picked the two good faces to use because these ones have these iconic tools on the side of it as well. Of course, you have a really great rendition of the top grid on the top of the box here. And of course, the inside microscale build is deceptively complex. There's actually quite a lot of different things they're doing on the inside here, which I really do like that they managed to pack in that much detail into a set like this. Now it's time that we zoom out though and take a look at the price, because again, price by part ratio is actually pretty good. If you look at it on paper, this looks like pretty good value. But the question is, does this feel like it is worth the price that you are paying of $90 US? And $90 for this, it's a little high. Just a little bit. I think that 80 would have been good. 75 would have been very nice, but I'm not pushing my luck. Like, there are a lot of pieces in this. 80 feels pretty good to me for the amount of stuff that you get here. It is not that big of a box. It's a nice little cube, but it is, at the end of the day, just a giant cube that you can use, and it's not like my hand is bigger than one of the faces, so it's not the biggest thing, and obviously you have a lot of detail packed into the actual micro world. But is this $90 worth of buildable detail? I would say for the die-hard LEGO Minecraft fans, for fans who enjoy playing the game or who have a strong attachment to LEGO Minecraft, maybe people who really liked the Minecraft World sets that they put out back when it was part of the LEGO Kuso Ideas program, then I say that, yeah, maybe go for it. But otherwise, I'm not necessarily sure if this feels like it's worth $90 to me. It has a lot of pieces, but piece count isn't everything, and I think this is a set that really exemplifies that, where you can have all the pieces in the world, but if those pieces are pretty small one-by-ones, are you really getting the full value out of what you're paying? Overall, though, it's not bad value. I definitely feel like it could have been a lot worse, for sure. If they charged $100 for this, or even $110, I definitely could have seen LEGO doing that, and I'm glad they didn't. But 90 does feel a little high for a box like this. It really just depends on what you like to display. It's a nice display piece, and if you're a fan of Minecraft and LEGO Minecraft, it does make for a really, really solid display item in your home. It just depends on how big of a fan you are and how much you actually want something like this. Some folks I've seen online have said that maybe it would have been better to include the other two walls so you can actually close it up and have it be housing this little miniature world on the inside. And while I think that would have been nice to actually have a hidden world on the inside of the cube, sort of similar to the LEGO Mario question mark block, I don't necessarily know if that was required. I think this is okay as a display model, and it's simple enough to just build the other walls if you want to, so it is what it is. I like it, but it definitely isn't for everyone. I am glad, though, they're doing something unique and different when it comes to the LEGO Minecraft theme. Always interesting to see them try new things and experiment with new types of sets, and I'm very curious to see how the set does and what people think. That's all for this review. Hope you enjoyed, and this has been the LEGO Minecraft Crafting Table, our first 18+ Icons LEGO Minecraft set.
Okay, so that sums up our coverage of the crafting table from LEGO Minecraft. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think of the set? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And what do you think of the return to the LEGO Minecraft Micro World characters? I think it's a really nice homage to what's come before, although I also would have really loved to see an 18+ fully detailed actual minifigure scale Minecraft set, but you know, I guess we do have the gigantic mountain cave for something like that. That's all for this video. Thanks so much for tuning in, and bye for now.